Hi guys, I'm Chris, or also known as Vexatron A. So some of you may have been waiting for a video and not heard from me for a while. For those of you just joining, I'm a video game developer. I'm working on my own game, which is a really massive video game project, and it's taken me 10 years to build. Um, I've been utilizing, in some cases, some AI tools to speed up my process. For example, I lost my programmer who stole my job in another app developer situation. And so he mockingly said, I'll never finish this game without him. And so thankfully, with the help of some AI tools, I've actually been able to fill in some of the programming and do it by myself. I do programming, but he had very specific knowledge of certain parts of the game that we were trying to do, and he split. So I'm using a little bit of AI, but I'm also using, of course, my own skills for the last 10 years to make this. People kind of describe it as almost like a retro game, like cyberpunk game, but it's also more retro. It's like GTA, but you're in space. And I've had this dream for a long time to create this kind of game. Anyway, so I just want to give you guys an update that I'm revamping how I'm doing this because I thought I could do a 30-day countdown and then just finish everything in 30 days. And 'cause I'm really close to completion of the game itself. What actually happened is I got snagged on some really super deep technical, not issues, but challenges to make the system work the way it is. So I was originally making an in-game game builder. I tried to do a game builder, no one signed up. I tried to say I'll do part of it and then you just tell me what to do, nobody signed up. Now with everyone doing AI, I thought, okay, tell AI what to do. And then some people are like, we hate AI. So I guess I'm taking a hybrid approach. Like, what I need to do for my own game is more important first. And right now, that is, I have 500 characters, for example, that I have to voice. I have to give them a voice in the game. And I wanted to do this thing, I'm working on this thing called extended chatter, where you can sit and just talk all day with this NPC. Maybe not all day, but for a while with this NPC. And they can give you some lore and some insights. And then once they get to know you, then they're like, okay, you know what? I'm going to give you a quest. So I thought that was a really great way to work in all these characters, give them some purpose more than just like giving you a quest only. So that was like, I think 12 days ago that I was gonna build a thing to do extended chatter. I was gonna use 11 Labs voice, which I'm still doing, because I'm a voice actor. For those of you that might be like, "Oh, he's not giving voice actors a job." I'm a voice actor. I have no job. I had a voice actress because I can't do female voices. Well, not very well, obviously. So I hired a female actress for the female voices. She was amazing. I'll try to leave a link here or some just a reference to her name if you guys want to hire her. She's amazing to work with, great actress, and she started off just doing only British voices, and now she can do American. She can do, I think, a couple other voices, different accents, and she got like a ton of my characters done. So, for those of you thinking, oh, he's not gonna hire, you know, actors and actresses, he's putting them out. I am a voice actor as part of my job, which is why I got into doing game stuff because I always wanted to do the music and the voices. And then I found it was like impossible to get a job. So I thought I'll start my own game company. I'll make a game, and I'll put my own damn voice in there. Yeah, okay. 10 years later. So the point is, we are still going to go ahead with using cutting edge technology and AI to help us, but we're going to be able to do stuff that we would never have been able to do a long time ago. For example, you would never have been able to just call up a voice actor at 2 a.m. and be like, yo, man, can you just record this line? This guy's asking a question and I want the NPC to say this answer. Like, that's not going to happen. Plus, I don't have, as a solo developer, the budget to even just hire people on a daily schedule to do anything like that. And it's just unrealistic when it comes to 500 characters, 500 different little talking people with different accents and different ways and keeping track of all that. Like, so in this case, AI really does help. And I'm planning to do a more in-depth video about it. But for today, I just want to give you guys an update that I do have a lot of programming done that I started working on forever ago. I'm paused on day 21 of the countdown, and I'm just letting you know I'm going to switch. Instead of doing a countdown, which is super stressful, I'm going to just do a progress update of how my game is going. Um, so for those of you that like space, cyberpunk, sci-fi, and stuff like GTA and open worlds, and we're really pissed off with certain games that I won't mention being really crappy and not fulfilling the dream of like, I just want to like be able to get in a spaceship and go anywhere and make it interesting and like meet interesting characters and go on interesting quests, or I just want to go and like retire as like a cyberpunk dude in the desert of this particular planet and just like for fun go around and like salvage scraps and sell it, and that's all I want to do in the game. This is the game where you can do all that stuff. Yes, it does look kind of retro, as you can kind of see on the screen here, but that's what I was going for. I wanted a toon shader sort of style, a little bit retro, a few visual effects, but still very cinematic. So I hope I've been able to capture that. So for you guys that are following me along here, I'm just letting you know I'm switching now to ongoing update, or what do they call it, indie dev vlog kind of style, where as soon as I get something major done, I'll post it. And then in the meantime, I have a ton of content. You guys don't understand. First of all, I'm one of the first people who started doing the whole digital nomad thing, especially as a game developer. Officially, I guess I could say I started in 2013, because that was the time of starting my project. And that was the time I also started traveling, but I actually had the freedom to travel as early as 2004. And then again, 2011 was really when I started getting my app contract and being able to do whatever I wanted. I've been semi-retired, I guess you could call it, since my 30s. And I know there's a ton of people that want to know how I did that. I also lived... Hold on, just give me a sec. I also lived in Tokyo for 10 years. And I also lived now in Thailand for 10 years. And I've been all over, but mainly in Bangkok. I also lived for quite a few years on a little tiny island where I did my developing, and I helped out some homeless dogs and gave them food and stuff. And I almost started a whole charity just to help the dogs. But luckily there's 2 charities on that island now. So if you guys are interested in like the digital nomad life, that's another huge section of the inspiration for this game, because I started traveling with the idea that I can work anywhere, so I might as well just go. So my first stop was Thailand. And then I kind of ended up, I can't say I never ended up leaving. I ended up traveling like to all my dream locations. I went to Paris, London. I've been to Mongolia. I've been to Iceland. I've been to different parts of Europe. I've been like kind of all over the place, and all the places I really wanted to go. I've been to Bali. And you might notice I didn't stay in Bali, but that's another topic. So I have tons of stuff to talk about, but the thing is while I was on that traveling, as an indie game developer, I was also collecting ideas, even taking photos of things that I later would incorporate into the game. Like for those of you that noticed the floor in the demo, you'll see that those are real sewer covers from Japan, for example. So I wanted to put my travels into the game, and I also wanted to refine ideas of the game to associate to specific cultures. So I just thought that would be really fun, like teach cultural learnings when you go to other countries and you're like, oh, you guys believe this, like put that into the game. So I have a ton of content that I'm going to be releasing. I'm not exactly sure the format, so if anyone wants to give me some ideas, go ahead, leave some comments, and also please subscribe, because that helps me to get this out to more people. And my main focus will be the game and the indie web, or what do you call it, the indie game vlogging kind of updates. I won't be doing daily though as much. I'm going to try to compact my work, because I really need to just focus on finishing the game, but I also need to tell you guys what I'm up to. So I'm going to streamline that. And then last but not least, I'm probably going to start a second channel with just my Asia travels, because there's so many people coming to Asia, and I even see people like just come, and on day 2 they're like, okay, let's make like a how-to vlog. Like, dude, you've been here for like, oh, not even a week, and you're teaching people. Like, please don't teach people until you've like fully like understood how culture and things work here. Like, don't be like, yo, you can just spend 1,000 baht in Thailand a day. It's so cheap. Like, dude, that is not cheap. $40 in Thailand for Thai people is not cheap. That's like, some people's like salary for like the week or 2 weeks in some cases. So I wouldn't say 2 weeks. I mean, it's still a decent amount of money for Thai people. Like, spend 100 baht a day. That might be a good video. Like why don't you teach people how to do that? And then if they want to spend 1,000 or 3,000 a day, they can do that. So anyway, I digress. So I'm going to split my Asian, lessons learned from 20 years in Asia into a separate channel. And then I can go right into like the whole backpacker thing, how to pack, how to get super cheap flights. Like, I just went to Tokyo for a visit, and I got a dentist to help me out. I had some teeth problem. I didn't want to get it done in Thailand because it's hit and miss a little bit from my experience. And then I like found this. I've already had an amazing dentist when I lived in Tokyo, so I went back to him, and he charged me like peanuts compared to anywhere else. Like, he charged me like very, very cheap. So those kind of stories, those kind of pieces of information I want to share in here, and I may hint about it, but the real in-depth stuff is going to be on my separate channel. As far as, I'm an indie nomad game developer who's traveled the world and put those ideas that I've gathered, especially in places like Tokyo underground club scene, meeting real life Yakuza, all that kind of stuff, I put it into my game. So I'm literally going to be taking a cyberpunk lifestyle of how I lived in Tokyo. And I did live with, like, they don't call themselves cyberpunk, but they're the closest thing in Japan to actual real life cyberpunk people. I mean, these people actually got implants. This one girl was showing me her implant into her arm. Like, they have crazy, crazy culture there, like split tongue, which I'm not going to get into, but it's like, there's some nasty and weird and crazy, and like they will be definitely the first people that will put electronic implants into their body, for sure. Japanese people are very like civilized and cool, but there's a percent that are really crazy, also very creative and very interesting people, and those are the people that I hung out with and got inspiration from. So they're like real life cyberpunk. So that type of culture is what I'll be maybe talking about the odd time, while I'm just telling you about general updates in the game. So I really appreciate you guys listening in, exploring with me, and then hearing my updates in my journey. Oops, sorry, again, hitting equipment here. But if you want to leave some comments, I really would love to hear, like, what do you guys want to hear now that you've heard all this information? I've got like a crazy life story. I haven't put it into any kind of documentary of any kind yet, or a book. How would you want it delivered? Like, do you guys want me to make an ebook about this? You want like just the top 10 quick pointers? Do you want to know like what are the top awesome, amazing, like sick experiences you can have in Tokyo if you went there like today? Like, if you were in Bangkok right now, like what's the most amazing like neighborhood you could just go and be like, okay, this is what I want to experience. Like, anything like that, just tell me. Leave some comments and let me know. And for those of you that were just doing general encouragement, I still appreciated that very much. Being a solo developer, being on your own, you just kind of have to have your own will. But it's really nice to hear comments like I did the other day, where they were just like this is sick. You keep going, man. You can do it, kind of thing. Like, that energy has still kept me going for like especially the last 2 weeks doing this super complex problem. Now, last but not least, let me just touch on what I'm working on and what I'll be showing in my next update for the devlog stuff, or devlog, I guess we're going to call it. So for the game, it's a cyberpunk based, and you can go into outer space based game, multiple planets, multiple outpost cities that you can visit. There's one major mega city that you see that's repeating in the background there, which is a massive city that has a whole ton of stuff going on in it. And because there's so many characters and there's so many places, currently I'm working on a system to extend conversation with very specific characters with their own very specific backgrounds and lore, to not only remember who you are and what you did to them. So if you like shoot at them, they will come back and like 2 weeks later you come back and come to their planet, they'll be hunting for you, and they'll like, or at least if they're not hunting for you, you'll walk into their shop and they'll pull out a gun and like start shooting at you. So these people will remember every experience they have with you, these NPC characters in the game. The second thing though, which is what I've been mainly working on, is if you don't shoot at them and try to kill them and you just try to get some information out of them, you'll be able to extend your chatter with them and just keep talking. And the problem right now with NPCs is they reply way too slow. So what I want to have them do is reply immediately and with a voice and their own unique voice. So I'm starting off with, I think it's 16 characters, unique voices, and then I'll expand it into 50, and then I may just duplicate that times 10, or I may take more time and just make them into sets of like 500 entire different voices, different voiced voices. So that's what I'm working on. So that'll be my next update. Really appreciate you guys tuning in. If you want to get involved with what I'm doing and support what I'm doing, you can go to patreon.com/RiftVerse. That's the game. And I also have just this YouTube. So if you want to go on YouTube, and for those of you watching this on my Vexatron channel, I will be posting a little more behind the scenes in the Vexatron stuff. If you're really interested in like some of the struggles of actually doing this stuff, some of the software that I'm using, some of the techniques, that will be more of a behind the scenes in Vexatron. I'll also be talking about some opinions about things more in there, whereas the RiftVerse channel, I'll be talking just more about the ongoing development. And then the new channel will be, I think I'm going to call it something like going from Tokyo to Thailand, or from Tokyo to Bangkok, or something like that. And once you see that, I'll post the link a few times in the description here. And for my online live viewers who leave comments and stuff, thank you very much for your support and your chats. And head over, if you're not already, then head over to the YouTube. It's youtube.com/@RiftVerse, just how you see it. And you can catch up on what I'm doing with the game dev on there, or I will try to make a sort of regular schedule on stream with going online to Twitch as well. So for now, I'm not going to put too much pressure on myself until I have like a fully playable game. I'm going to just give you guys updates on the main points. Okay, so thanks very much, guys. This is Vexatron A, aka Chris, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Really appreciate your support and your attention, and we'll see you guys in RiftVerse.